Good evening, you're watching SG News. I'm Hugh Richards. In the headlines tonight, life stories through art in Hull and nautical nostalgia in Grimsby. Later in tonight's programme, I'll be talking to Diane Burton and Charlie Harris about fundraising to the Green Door. The council said they'll wait until the end of the two-year trial before deciding on the next step for Hull. A group of nautical students who trained in Grimsby over 40 years ago have returned to their old stomping ground today. The students qualified as radio operators at what was then the Grimsby College of Further Education in the early 1960s. Today's nostalgic visit allowed the group to revisit the place where their careers started all those years ago. Fred McNamara tuned in.
In Grimsby, the 1960s produced many nautical students who studied, qualified and eventually built their careers as radio operators and fishing trawlers. Today has seen several of these students reuniting to reminisce over past glories in the fishing industry, as well as bear witness to how the industry has evolved since their graduation half a century ago.
A colleague of mine set up a website in 2014, and over the last 2 or 3 years the membership has grown. So the class of 64 and 65, we managed to contact most of the members, and the enthusiasm was there, and it was just an opportunity to celebrate 50 years since we as young boys started at the college, never knowing how our life was going to span.
With a passage of 50 years, it's always been, I've just been fascinated about catching up with my old college mates, seeing what's happened with the passage of time, what they've been doing with their lives, and just sharing their experiences. Well, I was here between 65 and 68 in Grimsby with all the guys that we've missed in the last couple of days. And whilst fishing was a constant sort of stream being here in Grimsby, I did a few trips, but I went deep sea. I did 13 years with Cunard Line on cargo ships, passenger ships. Had a great time. And the years here in Grimsby were some of the best years I've ever had.
You've got to understand that trawling was a very dangerous, involved career. A lot of us didn't come from fishing backgrounds or even seafaring backgrounds. I'm personally from Leicester, but it was a challenge and it was an opportunity for me. So to come into and then to find out and mixed with and then work with people of the same interest. There was a bonding, I think, with the class, and we've seized the opportunity to reminisce.
I think it's different for different people, but for me, what happened in the past is very important to me. It's part of who I am. I think the years here, they were the first years away from home, living with mother and father. It's a great adventure for all of us. We were 16, 17, 18 years old, so it was a real adventure for everybody. And that's was really the foundation of the years ahead for me. So it's always been of great interest to come back and see both the place and the guys that I shared it with.
It'll never come back, as we've seen this morning. Fishing as we knew it will never come back, and there's lots of reasons for that. But it's an opportunity for us to say, yes, we've been there, we've done it, and the theme is that we've all been successful, but we'd never know that in 1964 when we turned up at Lock Hill and thought, well, we've got 2 years ahead of us learning marine electronics and communications, which was a brand new area to most of us.
This reunion ensures that the skills and effort of these men shan't be forgotten 50 years since they boarded those trawlers. From McNamara, SG News.